Good afternoon, everybody. Match 29 of the Cricket World Cup in England. The 1975 Cricket World Cup in England being played on Brian Lara Cricket on PlayStation was played today. It was the Group 1 decider between the West Indies and New Zealand. The last match of Group 1 in this World Cup. It was played at Nottingham on a pitch that looked quite green, but with a good fast outfield. New Zealand won the toss, selected the bat, which is kind of weird considering that the pitch was green, and history suggests that Nottingham is a very low scoring in ground. I mean, Holland out for 116 and 102, and Sri Lanka out for 136 on this very pitch. But New Zealand actually batted pretty well to start off with after electing a bat. But then the West Indies just started to take control, and they eventually bowled New Zealand out for just 186. This is the scorecard. A second 50 in the tournament for John Morrison, 55 off 80 deliveries. He batted pretty well out there. It's usually the captain Glenn Turner opening the batting for New Zealand, or taking guard for the first ball. He was out for 12. Barry Hadley in his first match was out for 19. 1 for John Parker. Brian Hastings, 10. 25 for Ken Wadsworth. A duck for Richard Hadley. 25 for Ryan McKechnie. 20 for Dow Hadley. 1 not out for Headley Howarth, and 6 for Richard Collange. Yeah, look at that. They went from 129 for 4. I mean, once 2 wickets in 2 balls from Keith Boyce changed the match completely. They were all out for 186 with just 1 ball remaining in the innings. This is the bowling figures. 2 for 30 for Clive Lloyd. He bowled magnificently. 2 for 29 for Keith Boyce, 1 for 38 for Andy Roberts, 1 for 35 for Bernard Julian. But the main hero there, 4 for 44 for Vanburn Holder. 12 wickets in 5 matches. He's now 2 behind Dow Hadley, and 1 and level with the Australian fast bowler. Sorry, I'm forgetting names quite a bit here. Dennis Lilly. So he's joint second on the leading wicket takers list now, and he weren't even put down as a key player for this great West Indies side. West Indies in response, absolutely devastating response. 16 for I keep on forgetting names. It really is difficult to remember these names. 16 for Gordon Greenwich, 58 off 100 off 90 deliveries for Roy Fredericks, his second 50 of the competition. I mean, Karicharan went ballistic. He scored something like 20 runs off 7 balls at one stage. Richard Collange just went all over the place. We'll see his bowling figures in a moment. He hit 34 off 20 before he was amazingly caught by Brian McKechnie. He was absolutely fuming, and then obviously Vivian Richards and Rowan Kanai did the job. Vivian Richards hit 58 of just 42 deliveries, his second 50 of the competition, back-to-back 50s after his magnificent 96 off 82 balls against Kenya, and 20 off 10 deliveries for Rowan Kanai. 188 for 3, their outcome. The bowling figures was, as you can see, they won it in 35.4 overs. Absolutely irresistible, really. John Parker doesn't usually bowl, but he decided when the game was over, he bowled 3 balls. He bowled 4 balls, and he went for 10 runs. 21 for 0 for Richard Hadley, 13 for 0 for Ryan McKechnie. Good bowling figures from Dow Hadley. Wolves on the 14 wickets, 1 for 41, 1 for 35 for Headley Howarth, who's now got 10 wickets in the tournament, so he joins Asif Masood and the other 3 bowlers, which I've mentioned in this little report. But look at that, Collange, 66 for 1, absolutely got whacked all over Nottingham. He went in just 7 overs. It was just absolutely incredible. Vivian Richards and Alvin Karicharan absolutely tore into him, and that is devastating from the West Indies, and they've won Group 1. So just to sum up, New Zealand won the toss, selected a bat on the green pitch. The pitch actually played very, very well. The outfield was fast. They played some good shots, but they were all out for 186. West Indies chased the runs down very, very comfortably. 188 for 3. West Indies winning by 7 wickets in just 35.4 overs. Man of the match for his 4 for 44. Sensational bowling figures, Vanburn Holder. This is what it means for Group 1, that it was the final match. The group means West Indies, 5 out of 5. They finished top of Group 1 and will play Sri Lanka in the first quarter-final. New Zealand will play in the second quarter-final. And we'll either play India, England, or... We'll play either India, England, or... Sorry, I'm just checking something. No, it's all right. We'll either play India, England, or Australia. Pakistan will play likewise one of those 3 teams, and Kenya likewise will play one of those 3 teams. But a magnificent performance in the West Indies, and that is without doubt, in my opinion, that is the best performance that any side has produced in this competition so far. A wonderful, wonderful display against the New Zealand side, who were absolutely flying. That is the end of Group 1. Group 2, England win tomorrow. They guarantee a quarter-final against Kenya, and it would also mean the draw would be a New Zealand versus India. Pakistan versus Australia, and Kenya versus England. That's all if England win tomorrow. India have come into form in the last couple of games and look very, very good. We'll talk about that match in a moment. That will be the last match of this group stage. And then we get into the serious thing of knockout cricket. Straightforward knockout cricket. We're going to have a look at the averages now for Dow Hadley, Glenn Turner, 3 fast bowlers, Andy Roberts, Keith Boyce, and Bernard Julian, and obviously Alvin Kuricharan. Clive Lloyd, his average for the ball has gone down amazingly. So just have a look at the New Zealand figures. Just 129 average now for Glenn Turner. 387 runs in 5 innings. He's had a wonderful tournament, 200s and 150 in the group stage. He's looked sensational, leading run scorer. Dow Hadley's still the leading wicket taker in the tournament. He's moved on to 14 wickets. His average has gone up to 10 low. His average of the bat's gone up to 28. And we got 8 not outs against Pakistan. He got 20 here. Good little knock. As for the West Indies key players, Alvin Kuricharan just gone a little bit too far there. 141 runs in 5 innings. He played really well to hit 34 of 20 deliveries and got out. Averaging 35. It's not great. He got 50 against... I think he got 50 against... well, I'm not too sure if it was a Rebel South African 11 or Kenya. I think it may have been Rebel South African 11. We'll just have to go back to that later. Clive Lloyd didn't bat, but he took 2 more wickets. 4 wickets in 4 matches, an average of 21. A wicket for Bernard Julian, 9 wickets in 5 matches, an average of 19. Average of 19 as well for Keith Boyce. He took 2 wickets as well. He's got 9 wickets in the tournament. And another wicket for Andy Roberts, 7 wickets, an average of 24. A little bit expensive, but he's doing a good job. But it's the man, the unsung hero, Vanburn Holder, 12 wickets in 5 matches. I think his average is something like 7 or 8, because he's hardly been hit for any runs. His most expensive overall figures today, 44 runs, the most he's been hit for in this World Cup. But he just looks absolutely sensational in this tournament. That is, in my opinion, that's the best performance of a tournament by a team by a long way. West Indies are now 5-4 on favourites. Now they've got Sri Lanka in the quarter-final, in the first quarter-final. They haven't got too much rest though. 2 days separating that match and the quarter-final against Sri Lanka. But Sri Lanka have really, ever since Sunil Wetwemi got injured and was ruled out the tournament, they just look a completely different, listless batting side. So West Indies will be looking forward to that with great relish. Tomorrow's match, India versus England. I've said this before in a previous blog, in a previous match report. India have got to bat first tomorrow, because I do not think England are good at chasing runs. If they put England into bat tomorrow, it gives England a chance to get some runs on the board. But India have got to bowl first tomorrow, even if the pitch is a little bit flat. I don't think it necessarily will be flat, but we'll wait and see by tomorrow. This is the match that will decide whether England will want to win that match. If India beat them by enough, then they'll go above them into second place. And if obviously they're thrashing them, they win the group, which will be absolutely amazing, considering that no one predicted India. India have hit some form recently. So England will be very wary of this Indian side. I'll give you the match report of the final match of the group stage of the Cricket World Cup, 1975 Cricket World Cup tomorrow. Until then, this is me, Lawrence Howard. West Indies securing a wonderful win over New Zealand and probably the best performance of the tournament so far by a team. Until tomorrow's match report between India and England in the final match of the group stage of this 1975 World Cup here in England. Bye-bye. I'm Lawrence Howard, and it's bye-bye from me.